Welcome to our class, Digital Tools for the Classroom Online. This is Karen Dux, and I'm just going to give a quick introduction to the class. I think it'll be easier if I just kind of go over the structure and my goals and objectives for the class with you. So I started the class to land on the announcements page, and there's a little welcome for you to read over. But you're going to start with a blog entry just to introduce yourself to your other classmates. And so if you just would click on blogs right here on the left, then you can click on introductions. And this is the only blog post that you're going to make, but everybody can take a little time to look and see who is involved in the class and hopefully have a picture of yourself so people can know who is in the classroom with you since we're in the virtual world. So please put in your name, can be just your first name, your hobbies, interests, where you teach, maybe what you want to get out of class, and add a picture and make sure you resize it so it is a small enough picture and it doesn't just dominate the whole screen. So you can use any picture editor. If you're on a Windows machine, any photo editor program, your photos. If you're on a Mac, you can use the Photos program, but just resize them so they're a little bit smaller. So you're just going to click Create Blog Entry right here. Put your name up here, do a little welcome, introduce yourself, and add your photo right here. Or you can just attach your photo right by using Browse My Computer and then post the entry. Okay, I am going to introduce myself under Instructor. Here's my picture and some information about my family and what I do. Then it says to click Start Here, and this is where you're going to start. I'm going to have the introductory video right here for you, and then this is a little slideshow presentation, Google Slides presentation I have for you about our class, and I'm going to go over this just really briefly with you, but there's a little video for you to watch. Are your students tired of hearing you ask questions that only you can answer? And of course, the famous Anyone by Ferris Bueller is there for you to watch. But my whole goal of this course, the reason why I set it up, is to get teachers to think of project-based learning. And I'm saying that lightly because I am just trying to think of projects that will help students show they know any objective for the lessons that you're teaching. So here's a model of the SAMR model, and I'm trying to get teachers into using redefinition or at least modification of using technology in their classrooms with students by using projects and things that we can't do without technology today. So let me share that slide with you. What can we do today because of technology that we couldn't do before? Well, one thing, here's an example of Patricia Polacco. She's a famous author of children's books, and she has a Facebook page. We can connect with Patricia Polacco. Here it shows that she had a post and then someone responded to her post and she responded back to that person. We have personal contact with people today from around the world that we never had before. You can also ask an astronomer, ask a mathematician. So get your kids out there to connect with the world and ask experts questions and then produce a project with what they find out. So the gist of this class is projects. I'm going to share lots of project ideas, and then you think of how you could use those projects in your own classroom by having students create. And then I'm going to share lots of digital tools that will help you with that project. And you don't have to know how to use all the tools. You can give your students choice. Use any one of these tools, and you don't have to teach the students how to use the tools. They can play enough, and they will produce a product just by playing with it. So we're talking about knowledge construction, and that is part of the ISTE standard. Students critically create a variety of resources using digital tools to construct knowledge, produce creative artifacts, and make meaningful learning experiences for themselves and others. And that's the gist of this class. And here are the ISTE objectives. So take time and look that over for Knowledge Creator. So then I'm going to start in classroom project ideas using video. So here is Biteable. Here, this one was created with Google Slides and Screencastify. This one is Movely. So some sample products, but then here it is. What are some projects we can use where students are using video? And then here are the video tools. I'm going to go through this fast. Project ideas using cartoons and comics. Here's some examples. Here are some project ideas and tools again. Same thing with posters and infographics. Student examples of infographics, projects, tools. And then if you click on this link, you have a whole, I'm going to show you that here, a whole Google Doc on project ideas. So you can do, I'm going to resolve those. All of these online tools are for student projects. So here's the digital tools, project ideas. And I did the same ones that are on your presentation, except I even got even more in depth with writing poems, creating a test, making a word search, even more and more projects for you there. So hopefully I've given you lots of tools. If you go into the syllabus, it also is a Google Doc. So when you click on it, it takes you into the syllabus for the class. You can look that over. And then resources, the resources page. Once again, I gave you a link to that online tools for student projects, some web resources, HyperDoc resources. This is a link to my newsletter that you can look at each month, and I've given you a lot of resources. I shared this with my teachers. And here's a link to lesson hooks. Now, let's take a look at your assignments, because for each week, June 5th through the 11th here, I'm talking a little bit about what you're going to be doing. But if you look at the assignments area, I'm zoning in on just the assignments. So what I want you to do each week is take a look at some digital tools that I have linked to on there. And I once again put a link right here for that whole page of project ideas and tools. And what you're going to do is you're going to take a lesson plan that you already use. And I want you to think of a lesson plan, and I want you to think, okay, I have a lesson plan for my students, and how can I incorporate digital tools into my lesson plan? Now, I have a link to a lesson plan template. Now, if you choose to do that, that's fine, but I'm giving you a choice also to create a HyperDoc. And if you click here on HyperDoc template and HyperDoc rubric, this is going to, this is an alternative to the lesson plan. So either way, you can use those tools. And if you go under resources, remember, I shared resources for HyperDocs. If you don't know what they are, the resources will explain it. So take a lesson plan or a HyperDoc. A HyperDoc is just links to resources from a document, basically a lesson plan structure. And you're going to think of your lesson plan and what digital tools could you use for each step of the lesson plan. And then go back up here, and I want you to hone in on one of the tools from that whole list of tools that you want to use, and you're going to choose one to do a review about that tool. So here's the link to the tools. Follow this review checklist of what I want in your project review, and then you are going to use this rubric to guide you, and you're going to create a review for just one of the tools. You're going to have a lesson plan that's going to have a tool for each part of the lesson plan, or a choice of several tools. but you're also going to review one of the tools. And I don't care if you create an infographic for that tool. I don't care if you do a video for that tool. Explore the tools and then use one of them to create a review. It might be a comic. Explore things that you haven't explored before. That's all up to you, how you want to show your classmates whether this is a great tool that you've learned about and you have a lot of ideas on how to use that tool. Or maybe it's going to be a review and it's really a poor tool because you didn't really care for it at all, and it might be glitchy or something like that. Now, when you're doing this project here, a digital tool review, do you have to use the same tool that you're reviewing? Not necessarily. So maybe you're going to do a comic. You like one of the tools for students to create comics like Powtoon. Maybe you don't want to use Powtoon to critique Powtoon. Well, go ahead and use maybe a comic strip creator and then review Powtoon in that. Or maybe you want to use Google Slides and do a Google Slides presentation for reviewing Powtoon. I don't care. That's up to you. You get choice in that. I just do not want to see you using Google Slides for everything. I want you to venture out into some other things. So guess what? That's the gist of it for each one of these assignments. This is June 5th through the 11th and June 5th through the 11th. You have 2 assignments. One is a whole lesson plan that integrates technology in each step of the lesson plan. One is a project that you're going to create a review of a digital tool. You're going to do the same thing again for the 12th through the 18th because I have so many digital tools for you to review. Choose another one, do another lesson plan. Choose another one, do another lesson plan. Choose another one, do another lesson plan. So you have 5 total. So that's how what the class is centered around. The tools on the side here each week. For some reason, I am not able to get the assignments in here as soon as Monday comes around and they can start working on Blackboard again. I'm having a little struggle when you click on the date. It's showing you this folder, but I'm not able to build the content and get my assessment to show up here. Hopefully it will, or the assignment. Okay, so that's the gist of class. If you have any questions along the way, email me. I will create a quick little video to make myself clearer if you need me to. I can send you an email back. If you want to check your grades, go right here. But all of the assignments need to be posted under assignments. And then also under the discussion board, I want you to also link your assignments for everybody else. I want you to link your reviews in there under the reviews under discussion board. And I want you to put your lesson plans. Make sure you post your name also so they know where it came from. So your discussion board is the place for you to share with each other, but the assignments tab is where you post your assignments for me. All right, welcome aboard, and I hope that this helped you out a little bit, and I will connect with you in the virtual world. Take care. Have a good day.